Kansas City Chiefs with an easy win over Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions last week. No sweat, Reeves. This show has really hit its stride. Some of our historical rules have been jamming this year. Lamar Jackson's going to be back for us to use that second historical rule next year. How did week 6 treat you? And are you excited for week 7?
Mildly excited for week 7. The slate is kind of weird, but week 6 was pretty solid. It's been a good year in terms of like player props. I think like a lot of people, season long's been kind of up and down. It's like I don't know how it is in your leagues, and we're in some leagues together, but like even the best teams like don't even look that good. Like when you look at them, you're like, oh yeah, this team might be 4-2, but like their roster is not that impressive. And then some teams might be riding high because they caught like that opening wave of value, like an Egbuka who's now hurt, or like the George Pickens bump, or like something like that's now fragile moving forward. So season long is kind of wide open. I've got some teams just kind of like good, bad, hanging in the middle. And then DFS I've had 3 really awesome DFS weeks the first 6 weeks. So overall, like pretty positive. Gutters and strikes. We're hanging in there, man.
It's honestly been like a pretty entertaining DFS year. It's been, certainly directionally good for me. The chalk has just been very good. So when the chalk is very
it's
good,
been a very chalky start.
Yeah, chalk donkeys like me will find a way to piece together.
Wait till Quinshon Judkins has 160 yards this weekend.
It's gonna be phenomenal. If you're new to the program, Reeves and I pick our 5 favorite NFL games against the spread. We've got our odd screen up here. Reeves, where would you like to begin with your 5th favorite pick against the spread?
Yeah, kind of a tighter week this week. I'm going to start with the Eagles, man. And then take the Eagles here.
I cannot get with this one.
I totally get it, man. The Eagles are like a systemic failure team, but I'm still not betting on Jalen Hurts to lose 3 games in a row.
No.
Very often. So and when you look at the Eagles' losses, like they were still like, he throws the interception where they're going to basically be down at least 3 or 7, and then obviously the game's lost at that point. They're leading in the 4th quarter against the Broncos. Like this is still a team that I think is good. They're going to get Jalen Carter back, which is absolutely massive for this matchup. And we still have Carson Wentz probably starting with an injured shoulder out of the bye week, for the Vikings, which I actually think is good for Justin Jefferson in this matchup for a DFS perspective. But I still like the Eagles to be able to actually kind of get back on track and maybe run the football a little more than they have the past 2 weeks. The Vikings have been absolutely flooded by like bad running games too. Like, I mean,
they are only 2 expected points better against the rush this year than the Miami Dolphins. I looked this up earlier. Like they have been legitimately gashed by the run.
Brian Flores talked about it, and like they asked him what the fix was, and he was like, "We don't really have a fix. We just need to tackle better and get off blocks better." And it's like, well, okay, yes, but yeah, there are 2 games before the bye. Obviously, they give up 130 to Quinshon Judkins. He also had a 40-yard touchdown run called back in that game. They give up the 134 total yards to Kenneth Gainwell in London. I mean, this team isn't like, when you look at like what the Vikings have done this year, and I don't think they're definitely a bad team, but they just don't have anything impressive kind of on their resume right now. And obviously you have the 2 JJ McCarthy starts, so asterisks there, but they lose to the Steelers. They need a last drive comeback against the Cleveland Browns. And then like they have the Jake Browning game where Jake Browning literally gave them 28 points. So I just think the Eagles are a better football team. I'm betting against Jalen Hurts, not losing 3 games in a row. I also still hate the Eagles and agree with everything you're about to say.
Really, this is all like, first off, that I'm a Jalen Hurts guy, right? I am totally not with this. Jalen Hurts stinks. He can't throw the ball. Oh my God, he got carried to a Super Bowl. Like all Jalen Hurts has done his entire National Football League career is win games. So my angle is not that. What I am trying to reason out with the Philadelphia Eagles is, do they continue this strategy that they've used the last 2 weeks of actually trying to air the ball out, shifting into a high PROE offense? Or do they foxhole it? They get overly conservative. They try and tax their offensive line even more. Mailata was talking about it before the game last week. He's like, dude, we're tired. We are beat up. The interior of the offensive line is beat up. Like we are not able to be at our best level. That's obviously
Dickerson's back this week.
Yeah, and it's part of the explanatory variable for why Barkley has been so bad. Like, I mean, Barkley has been a replacement level or below replacement level running back this year.
Oh, you
It
do
just feels
30th in success rate. He's out of 36 running backs that have 50 or more runs. Only Ashton Jeanty and Zach Charbonnet have had more runs, not gain yardage than Saquon Barkley.
which is just I mean, it's absolutely insane to get him basically being the best. I mean, what was he? Did he win Offensive Player of the Year last year?
Oh yeah, he had to have,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
there's no way he did
there's
it.
I assume there's no way he didn't. It just like a get right spot against Brian Flores. I don't know if such a thing exists. Now, are the Eagles the better team 1 through 53? I mean, it's not even close, right? The Vikings are either going to be starting an injured Carson Wentz or JJ McCarthy, who looked
Who
like he
also
couldn't.
said he's injured still.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he looked like he
He's
couldn't.
not playing.
He looked like he couldn't quarterback his way out of a wet paper bag.
We we want Wentz for the JJ bags.
Yes. Yeah. We do. We
The
certainly do.
Justin Jefferson, not JJ McCarthy.
Correct. The Justin Jefferson bags are the most important thing going in this one. All right, my 5, and this is honestly just out of deference to Baker Mayfield's guts and stick-to-itiveness and overall aura, but I'm taking the Detroit Lions minus 4.5 points at home here. No shame in losing to this version of the Kansas City Chiefs. I think much of what we came to love and respect about the Detroit Lions under Ben Johnson is very much still there. And if Jared Goff just gets set on that play against Kansas City Chiefs, then it's probably an entirely different ball game, right?
Well, the Amon-Ra 4th down drop early in that game because they were going to go up 2 scores, and then the Chiefs double dipped immediately after that.
Yes. Yeah. But basically the Lions are still as good as they always are. You know, they're 6th in the NFL in yards per play. In terms of net adjusted yards per attempt, they're top 5. Obviously, they have like the game breaking stuff that you can get from Jahmyr Gibbs at any given point and Jameson Williams. I like the Lions at 5.5. Looks like that's what you can get at Circa and at FanDuel. And like I said, no disrespect intended to Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but he's throwing to Tez Johnson, Cameron Johnson, and Sterling Shepard this week.
And
Maybe
Evans.
Mike. I saw he's been limited in practice. I guess
he practiced all 3 days. He's practiced all 3 days.
Okay, there you go. So he's gonna be back. It feels like a tough ask.
Last year when he came back, he was limited the first game. Like he played like 60% of the snaps.
Yes, I mean he is a 31-year-old man with a hamstring injury. As a 33-year-old man, let me tell you, the hamstring is going to feel tender for a while for him. So it's more about like how do the Buccaneers hang with the Lions on Monday night and score enough points to cover this spread? Like cuz the Lions what's funny is you kind of want to try and funnel the Lions to the run so they don't use their like crazy explosive pass catchers and do all the cool stuff that we've become accustomed to. But the Buccaneers are such a pass funnel. Like I think this could be like a 17-point game at half. And the Buccaneers, like they have the banged up offensive line. They're relying on Rashad White as a rusher, which is like just not going to go that well for you as an NFL team. So I have the Detroit Lions as my 5.
Yeah, Lions 11-0 against the spread. 11 and after a loss, and they're past 11 losses. So you got that going for you. Honestly, as many injuries as the Bucs have as their wide receiver core, that's what the Lions have in their secondary too. So
yes, which is like that. You know, that's just not really the way. It's just not really the way that you want to be attacking them right now. So I have the Detroit Lions as my 5. Reeves, what is your 4?
My 4 is a tight dog. I've got the Colts as my 4.
I could not decide on this game.
I know it feels like a trap spot, doesn't it? Like I felt like the Colts should be favored. I actually think they should be favored, but we'll see if the Chargers get like Joe Alt back. It looks like they're going to get Khalil Mack back next week, maybe at the earliest. But he started his practice window open. So they're going to get some guys back. But when you look at the Chargers, like this recent run, just what they're dealing with in terms of all their injuries, I mean, they need a last-second field goal to beat the Miami Dolphins. Granted, on the road, you don't give away those wins, but they weren't really ever competitive outside the first quarter in the game against Washington 2 weeks ago. They lose to the Giants the week before that. it's just, man, this Colts team plays like structurally football that I think is really good against what the Chargers are good at defensively. Jesse Minter wants to play like a lot of that zone coverage. They don't really stop the run well. They've actually gotten flooded on the run by explosive running backs the past 2 weeks against Devin Achane and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And now they're facing Jonathan Taylor. So it just feels like a game that, even without Josh Downs, like the Colts offensively are going to be able to like play the style of football they want to play. Run Jonathan Taylor, use play action with Tyler Warren, throw underneath to Michael Pittman. It just feels like they're in a good spot here. And then hopefully they can get enough stops against this Chargers offense that, still probably won't have Joe Alt. We'll see if he's up. They've got a banged up Quentin Johnston. They're not pushing the ball downfield at all now with all these injuries. Justin Herbert's ADOTs the last 3 weeks has gone absolutely in the tank. So you maybe not be able to take advantage of some of the Colts injuries if they don't have Kenny Moore back and if they don't have Travarius Ward back. So it's just one of those ones where I think the Colts are a team that I believe structurally are playing the style of football that you want to take as like these short road dogs and kind of just lean into them.
They run the ball incredibly well, the Indianapolis Colts. They are able to play a style of football that doesn't put them down 10 points, and they've even been okay when they have been down. The Chargers are not a team, particularly without Amari and Hampton, that is built to extend upon a lead. And if you take out week 1, Reeb, so you take out the crazy game against the Chiefs where they just slaughter them, Justin Herbert really looks like a fairly normal quarterback, right? He basically 0.1 EPA
Here
per
we go
play.
again.
Look, this is not. This is meant to be descriptive rather than predictive. I'm actually not doing the Justin Herbert as a social media quarterback thing. It's more about what the offensive line play is doing to his style of play. Because remember, week 1, Reeves, everyone was doing the victory laps on Justin Herbert. They were like, "Oh, I took Justin Herbert on all these best ball teams. He looks incredible. He's gonna run. He's throwing bombs to Quentin Johnston. Keenan Allen looks really good." Like all that stuff. And it feels like a tale as old as time is the Chargers' offensive line starts to get hurt. Then his running backs start to get hurt. Then the defense starts to get hurt. And the team just kind of has to turtle up and play more conservative style football.
All the running backs get hurt.
All the running backs get hurt, right? It's just like this just happens, bro. And then all of a sudden you look up and some street free agent is protecting Justin Herbert's blind side and he's handing off to a 5-year player from the University of Troy to get first downs. Although I do kind of like Vidal stuff this week, but I'm not meaning to say that it's Herbert's fault. This is more to be about what the team is around him, and the team around him right now is not very good. So I don't have this one on my list, mostly because I'm so worried about there's going to be a pumpkin for Daniel Jones. There's going to be one of these games where it's like, oh, that's the Daniel Jones that I remember. That's why he got ran out of New York. That's why everyone was making fun of Daniel Jones. I'm not saying it's going to be here, but I need more than a 6-game sample from, although I mean, I've been big on Daniel Jones in fantasy. Like
we're going to get to bet against him in the playoffs. Like,
yes, we are going to bet against him in the playoffs. Speaking of quarterbacks that you can't quite trust, Reeves, I'm actually going to do something I never do, and I'm going to take the worst quarterback in a game. My number 4 is the Denver Broncos -7 points at home against the New York Football Giants. Look,
this is my cue.
I love Jackson Dart, man. Jackson Dart is my most drafted quarterback in best ball. I'm enjoying the creatine Caucasians. I'm enjoying Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo banging their heads together after games. It's very fun. The Thursday night football game against the Eagles was awesome. It is not happening in this game. The Denver Broncos defense is too good. The Giants were kind of able to paperclip together a wide receiver performance on Thursday Night Football. I don't think asking Lil Jordan Humphrey to beat man coverage, like even the catches that Lil Jordan did have, the first one, I remember being like, that is just like basically an interception that Lil Jordan Humphrey found a way to come down from, like jump balls to your practice squad. Lil Jordan, by the way, what had converted himself to tight end in the offseason and then had to unconvert himself to wide receiver to come off the practice squad. He was listed as a tight end for the Giants this offseason. Like, it's just Daniel Bellinger's out there a lot. There's a lot of Theo Johnson. And
who's the dude they had last year that was a converted wide receiver tight end?
I know this. Lawrence Cager. Lawrence Cager.
Yeah, Lawrence Cager. Thanks.
Lawrence Cager. He was also a New York Jet. Now, if none of that is convincing to you, if you guys don't care about any of that stuff, I've got a narrative for you. If you'd like to attach yourself to this, this is the Demaryius Thomas jersey retirement. Like, it's
Ring of Honor, yeah.
It's his ring of honor. Obviously, Demaryius Thomas died very young. Unfortunately, Cortland Sutton was telling some very nice stories yesterday at media availability about Demaryius Thomas. This has, like, the New York Giants scored 10 points on the road, and Jameis Winston is in the game at some point written all over it. So that's it's a lot of points, obviously, because the Broncos are not very good, but I'm on the Broncos here.
Yeah, the worrisome part about this game would be the coming from London against a team that played on Thursday the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, and it is also through a key number. Like, this would probably be something you'd tease. Like, you'd find something to tease it with. Maybe take it to 1.5, with another. Is there another game available, actually? I'm just looking at your actual screen that you could pair it with to where you get it through.
I mean,
Packers would you get Packers? You'd move through a key, but that's really it, right? That's the only one.
I don't see any. I mean, the Patriots, maybe.
Oh, Patriots too. Yeah, you could do Patriots as well. Who I have, Patriots are my number one, by the way. But yeah, I mean, it's the one thing is the way that the Giants play offense is just such a mismatch for the Broncos defense, right? Like, there's no out for Jackson Dart here because one out is with his legs. And if you go back since Vance Joseph's been the defensive coordinator at the Broncos, they've allowed one quarterback to rush for over 40 yards. This year, they've also faced Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert. None of those guys have the most yards they allowed was Justin Fields, 31 yards. I like Jackson Dart's unders rushing yards stuff this week, especially with everyone dropping that stat that he's rushed for over 50 yards with Lamar Jackson. Yeah, like, that sample has like 2 Josh Allen games, like a Lamar Jackson game. Like, the Broncos don't give up rushing yards to quarterbacks, and it's such a key part of what the Giants are doing right now. Are they going to be able to line up and win in the passing game? And can they line up and run Cam Skadaboo in this game? So this team lost to the Saints 2 weeks ago on the road. Like, it's one, that you probably would feel more comfortable doing a tease with than the 7.5 with the rest advantage stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that with all the narrative stuff going on, I also Cortland Sutton stuff, and from a player prop perspective, is really, really good this week. He talked about that he picked up the donut thing from Cortland.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. The donut thing was really cool.
That was his rookie year when Demaryius got traded midway through the season. And like, he's talked about like the mentorship he had, and Demaryius used to bring donuts to a meeting on Saturdays, and he's kept that up, like that mantle. He's kept it up, and he's like, I still think about Demaryius all the time. It's like, yeah, this is a big spot for Cortland Sutton coming off that Sauce Gardner matchup against this man coverage heavy Giants defense. We might have to do we have to put him into the pool, the thing that we build in the Underdog afterwards.
Yes, we will. All right, so that was my 4. Reebs, what is your 3?
My 3 is the Bears.
Wow, Saints I couldn't get this one in. I wanted to.
Saints have just been a team they've just been great against the spread as dogs, man. 1-4 against the spread as underdogs this season. They've been having fight, but they've been just great to bet against. We're getting would be peak Bears though, right? Like, after a huge Monday night game win to just peak come lose this Saints, like peak Bears. But I don't know if that is going to be Ben Johnson's Bears, man. I don't know if that is going to be these guys. Like, what if we're turning the corner and we're not going to get loosey with the football here? But yeah, I just think that the betting against the Saints is something I want to keep doing when they're in these underdog spots. I do like this game for DFS though. It looks like there's going to be some bad weather. They'll potentially keep your ears glued on that. But it's just, keep following the trends. I like some of the changes out of the bye that they made too. Out of the bye, Caleb Williams, pre-snap motion, highest rate of the year. Play action rate, highest rate of the year. They bench Braxton Jones. They play Theo Benedet at left tackle. DeAndre Swift has 100% success rate running off the left side. That's definitely not going to be 100% the rest of the season. But the way to beat the Bears too is like the Saints don't really do that. It's with downfield passing in the run game. And, Alvin Kamara is still banged up. They're not running the football effectively. Spencer Rattler is not, connecting on deep balls outside of a couple this year. So it's like, yeah, I don't know if the Saints are really even equipped to exploit what the Bears are even bad at. I think it's one of these games they probably hang around, and then like the Bears end up winning, by a touchdown or double digits, like by the end of the game. But Saints have literally never led. They've trailed for 88% of their offensive snaps this year. It's the highest rate in the league. They're the worst first quarter team in the NFL. So maybe this would be a better like first half bet. Like you're doing like first half lay in the points. So that'd probably be a way I'd play it versus the whole line. But yeah, I like the Bears though.
I like the Bears as well. Are you aware of the narrative at play in this game?
No. What is? Oh, the Dennis Allen.
Well, there's that. But how
is there
about
another one?
I mean, I would say if I'm Spencer Rattler, I would say I'm waking up every
Oh
morning
yeah.
with a
Oh
picture
yeah.
of Caleb Williams on my wall. Spencer Rattler was benched
For Caleb.
the year that Spencer Rattler was being mocked as the 101 and started the season as the Heisman favorite. He was benched in the Red River rivalry against Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams comes in on his first drive, runs for, I believe, a 64-yard rushing touchdown, does not relinquish the starting job to Spencer Rattler for the rest of the year. Spencer Rattler has to transfer to South Carolina, play there in the trenches for 2 years before he gets drafted as a day 3 pick. Meanwhile, getting to see basically Caleb Williams gets to live Spencer Rattler's dream. Gets to be the number 1 overall pick, gets to win the Heisman, gets to have everyone make excuses for him sucking in the NFL. If Spencer Rattler had been sacked at the rate at which Caleb Williams was sacked his rookie year, Rattler would already be out of the league. He would already be. We would have moved on. The Saints would have moved on. Not that I think that has any impact on the spread, but I do. Honestly, I wonder what the interpersonal relationship between those two guys is like.
Rattler's been solid this year.
Rattler has made himself a ton of money because he will now be a backup quarterback in the NFL for the next 9 years. He won't start, but he'll be a good backup. The New Orleans Saints are 27th in the NFL in yards per play. They are close to the bottom in points per game, just total points per game. They have basically no running game, which seems like an issue against Chicago Bears, because they, Alvin Kamara said he'd rather be on a beach sipping pina coladas instead of being traded to, which also, shout out to Alvin Kamara, by the way. He would look so jarring without the New Orleans Saints jersey on him. I would not be, honestly, I don't even want him to be.
Does he have the best aesthetic in the NFL?
Almost have. I can't really think. The visor, the chain, the teeth.
He wears the arm sleeve, the elbow sleeves, like him or Derrick Henry, right? Like it's got like those would be the two guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anyone else who might be close. Jamar Chase has a pretty.
Justin Jefferson is there. Like I mean, there's guys, but Kamara, like he's got the braids. Everything is everything. The Saints have the gold and black. Like it's perfect.
Yes, he's the best. Yeah, the Bears. I couldn't get them on this list because the Bears by 5. I'm not there in trusting Caleb yet.
That's fair.
I've been hurt by Caleb many times in my life. All right, Reebs. I've got a smidgen of a controversial one. I think you're probably not going to be on this one with me.
Yeah, because you know my last one.
Oh, we have the same number 1.
Okay.
This is my number 3. I'm taking the Los Angeles Rams in London against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know Puka's not playing, and I know that, my God, I mean, how bad did Stafford and the Rams offense look against that Ravens unit? I mean,
that's just going back multiple, like this goes like when Puka's missed, like when it's been bad.
Well, it looked bad before Puka got injured. I mean, they did not look good before. Let me just posit this. I don't think that the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have the same yards per play on offense as the Carolina Panthers, I don't think that they are as good as their record. Like they're
Oh no, they just have a
Whatever
ton of turnovers. Like they're
they
second in points
keep
of turnovers.
generating turnovers. It's
Yeah.
insane. They keep getting these pick sixes. If you just look at any kind of expected points, any kind of yards per play, like the most like basic, like this is things that people were doing to generate handicapping numbers 20 years ago. All of that stuff is pointed in the favor of the Rams. Also, I think that Sean McVay is the kind of sicko who actually kind of enjoys a spot like this where he's like, okay, I have to totally reconfigure my offense without Puka Nacua, who has like the second highest target share in the NFL. I have to do it on the fly against the defense that leads the NFL in takeaways, right? Like I think he's the kind of sicko that can do that. And also, I do just remain kind of spectacularly unconvinced in Trevor Lawrence. Maybe he's finally turning the corner, but I think that just you get the flat three, no home field advantage. I mean, I think the Rams are probably a better coached, more organized team than the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I have the Los Angeles Rams -3 points. Where are they playing? London, I'm assuming. I don't know, yeah, somewhere over in Europe. But I got the Rams here.
We got 2 more, right? That's this week
Yes.
and next week.
God, get enough, dude. Who is it for? I know who it's for, but I really hate it.
I wouldn't be mad if like these were like Saturday night games.
Yes.
Like it's the fact that they're at, and I live on the East Coast, like so like it's 9 a.m. whatever. Like, but like what about like what are the West Coast people doing at these? Like the Rams fans, like what are the Rams fans do? Like they've got to get up. Like this is like they should never have a West Coast team be in one of these games. Right?
Staying up, maybe. Maybe if you live in LA, you just stay up. I don't know. It's tough.
Next week there isn't one. I'm sorry, there isn't one next week.
All right, there we go.
Thank goodness. But yeah, if they were like Saturday night, I think I would be more on board with them. But like the fact that they're the first thing in the morning, because when you get to the end of Sundays, like aren't you exhausted? Like through Sunday night, like you're like, oh, we're up and we're watching, Broncos Jets and all laughing like at this game. And by the time you get to Chiefs Lions, you're just like, oh my goodness, like I've just had too much today. Like,
I mean, I definitely would not have watched the entirety of any other game other than a Chiefs game last Sunday. Like I'm not watching 17 hours of football.
Yeah, the Rams though, it's unfair to the West that like you to have a West Coast team be in these games, not for like the team, but like for the fan. Like if it's for the fans too, like Rams fans, yeah. Like what are you doing, man? It's 6 a.m.
Well, it's I mean, it's for the international audience though.
Yeah.
Like that's who it's for. They have determined that they are extracting the max amount of money possible from American fans.
Oh yeah, we know the monetary stuff all makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's those games are not for us. Yeah. Okay. You got anything else on Rams Jags? Any interesting wrinkles there?
Yeah. I'm oh, so cool. Next week we don't have one. So next week's a pretty actually sick looking week, man. 13 games, no early game.
Yeah. 13 game main slate is the money.
Well, no, it'll be a 10 game main slate still. Because you have Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night.
Don't love that.
All the primetime games look good. Thursday night football's been awesome this year, by the way.
Thursday night football has been awesome. Another great game last night. All right, Reeves, what is your 2?
No, my 2 is the Bears, right? Yeah. Or no, my 2 is the Broncos with you.
Okay, there you go. So we're down to our joint 1. So let's I'll let you lay the framework here.
Oh, you had your 2 as already 2?
Oh, wait, no, I have not done my 2. Let me pull up my sheet. Oh, my 2 is the San Francisco 49ers. Not going to be a popular take. No one agrees with this. Everyone wants to talk about how good the Falcons defense has been. Oh, Bijan, he's incredible. The 49ers don't have any linebackers. I just come on, dude. It's Michael Penix versus a Kyle Shanahan team. By the way, Mac Jones, I'm so interested in this sliding door. I'd love to go back and live the universe where Kyle Shanahan doesn't get bullied into taking Trey Lance and instead takes the quarterback he wanted the whole time, Mac Jones. They're getting George Kittle back this week. Our friend Scott Barrett. If you just go search his timeline for any, just search like at Scott Barrett DFB Kittle, and you're gonna find some of the most incredible stuff. He actually has somewhere in there. He's got a great tweet about Kittle's value to the spread over time. You would also think with how banged up that the 49ers have been, that their cumulative offense, that their offensive stats would not be that good. You would be wrong. They are, basically like a totally fine NFL offense in terms of yards per play. They're not very good running the ball right now, which is very funny when you have Christian McCaffrey as their running back. But I will just say this. I'm basically not buying the renaissance of the Atlanta Falcons and this defense. And I also think, much like McVay is like secretly giddy that he gets to figure out a game without Puka Nacua. You know what really gets Shanahan going? All my guys are out. Everyone's hurt. If we win, it's on me. If we win, it's all glory be to Kyle. I mean, dude, that game against the Rams, Reeves, has Kyle Shanahan ever been more in his bag than that Thursday night game? I don't know if he's ever been more in his bag than that game. But I'm pretty big on the 49ers here.
A lot of little layers this game. This would be like the old school like Vegas dudes, right? Like you have the Monday night team that played on Monday night going on the road the following week. Like that's like one of the old hallmark spots, right? For sports bettors.
Yes.
Yeah, you got Jeff Ulbrich too, who's the the Falcon. That's the other bird team, but the Falcons defensive coordinator. He worked under Robert Saleh. Like there's little fun little layers to this game too. They're going to be familiar with like kind of what both teams do. Getting Kittle back is huge. Also, not for but for the run game stuff that we talked about. Like the 49ers have been a very bad running team. And what if, Kittle's impact? So last year with Kittle on the field, 49ers running backs averaged 1.2 more yards per carry with him on the field than off. They went from 1.9 yards before contact per rush with Kittle on the field down to 1.39 yards before contact with him off the field. So he also has an impact on maybe improving one of the weaker parts of that team while also being George Kittle in the passing game. So gonna be fun to watch too. Like this Falcons team continue to try to punch up. So it's just the Michael Penix factor. Like you can't keep hiding him. Eventually Penix like is going to have to win some games on his own. Bijan has been so good, man.
So good.
He's what a fun player to watch play, but I'm excited for this game. Primetime games look amazing again this week. We're going to roll into what this is again. I said, like, because we're going to have Rams, Jags in the morning. And like, by the time we get to Falcons 49ers, man, Papa's going to be tired, man. Boss, I'm so tired.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, I can absolutely promise you guys one thing.
We have a 10 Eastern Monday night game too.
This game has nothing to do with me, man. Houston Texans, Seattle Seahawks. Whatever's happening in that game is none of my business. I will be so glad to wake up on Tuesday morning and see that Jackson Smith-Njigba got 27 fantasy points. I'll be so happy to see that CJ Stroud and Nick Caley failed yet again. I'll be happy to experience that afterwards. But that game, Reeves, not for me. Not for me in any way, shape, or form. All right. The New England Patriots against the Tennessee Titans, Mike Vrabel in his revenge game. Why don't you give the people what they need for this game?
I'm just gonna keep this Titans roster is just not a really well put together roster that everyone knows. They've essentially got Jeffrey Simmons playing his absolute heart out for no reason. Because they're gonna be starting Van Jefferson, and Io Manor as the starting receivers. Like they're rotating Chigakonkwo and Gunnar Helm. They're now going to be rotating, Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. Like this is just an unserious operation, like right now in the Tennessee Titans offense. Patriots defense,
a poorly coached team at a talent disadvantage.
Right, and like listen, man, I'm Drake Maypilled. I've been Drake Maypilled for so long. Everything is going on plan and on schedule for the Patriots. Like, dude, the Patriots are going to be a playoff team. Like this upcoming schedule for the playoffs or for the Patriots. I mean, you've got Titans, you've got Browns. They go Falcons, Bucks. You have Jets. They've got a game against the Giants still. They've got also another game against the Jets. Like this team's gonna have probably double-digit wins. Everything's par for the course. The run defense, all the money they spent in terms of Milton Williams, Spillane, obviously getting Barmore back. The run defense has been absolutely incredible. It also was a little bit, schedule inflated early in the year, but then we saw them just like absolutely nuke James Cook in the Bills run game, 2 weeks ago. So all that money like was put to the test. So that you can't even run. Like if the Titans can't run the football, like what are they doing here? Like who are they throwing to in this game? They couldn't even compete with the Raiders. And I know the you might get some flop lag. Head coach got fired. Brian Cannon's out. But like this is a historically bad, bad offense.
What do you do? What do you do with those competing things, right? Because you've got the Titans who hated their coach by all reporting. Then you've got the Patriots who, by all reporting, really like their coach, really like Mike Vrabel, and get the battle against the team that unceremoniously dumped him for the guy who was so bad that he just got fired 6 games into a season. I'm trying to figure, is this the widest discrepancy this year in terms of EPA per play by the two respective quarterbacks in game? Non-adjusted EPA per play.
It has to be, right?
0.327 for Drake May. Cam Ward, dead last in the NFL, 100% worse. This is actually crazy. He's 100% worse than every other quarterback in football.
He's dead last in boom bust rate, which is called. So boom plays are plays that generate 1 EPA or more, like a full point. He's dead last in rate of dropbacks that do that. And he's also dead last in rate of dropbacks that have negative 1 EPA or worse. Like the worst combo of all time.
I mean, look, seems bad. Not loving that for Cam Ward. And I guess I should let my stance be known, which is that I'm not burying Cam Ward because he's been so descriptively bad to this point. There's kind of enough there when I watch the Titans play. I'm like, yeah, you make some really terrible plays. And like that fumble last week was like, it's this type of stuff that's harder to come back from when you're just making like completely unforced mental errors.
And unlike Caleb last year, when they finally fired Waldron and everyone, like, they don't have any good players still. Like when the Bears fired everyone, like he still had DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, rookie Roma Dunze. Like the Titans have no bodies. Like you remove Calvin Ridley from the offense. Like it's like no dudes.
His best teammate is a 4th round rookie wide receiver from Stanford. Not great.
I mean, the 2 competitive games they've played all year was like that crazy ass Cardinals game where just the weirdest plays that are ever happening. They scored a touchdown on an interception that they threw. They had a running back drop the ball going in for a 70-yard touchdown. And then like that Broncos game earlier in the year, they hung around because they had 4 takeaways. Like Bo Nix played bad the first half of the game. Someone dropped a punt in that game for the Broncos. But other than that, they've just gotten shellacked every other week.
And it's not been, and really they should have been shellacked by the Cardinals. Like just like that was the, which I mean, honestly, you kind of have to.
I mean, they were never in that game last week against the Raiders. Never.
Which is insane because the Raiders are pretty cheeks. We didn't even talk about Chiefs Raiders.
The biggest thing that I'll never forgive Big NFL for was pushing Geno Smith on us as a top 10 real life quarterback.
I still kind of like Geno.
I like Geno too. I think he's fine, but you can't tell us he's like was better than like really good quarterbacks.
No, you can't. All right, Reeves. So to recap our selections, you have the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Detroit Lions. You have the Indianapolis Colts against the Chargers. We both took the Denver Broncos at home against the New York Giants. You have the Chicago Bears against the New Orleans Saints. I took the Los Angeles Footballing Rams in Europe against the Jaguars. I took the San Francisco 49ers against the Atlanta Falcons. And we both, for our number 1 play, had the New England Patriots against the Tennessee Titans. There you go. We got it. And in about 6 weeks, I'm going to be able to, this is what I'm going to start doing because sports betting will be fully legal here. So I can do this all without having to drive over to Illinois. I'll be able to create a parlay. Every week I'll throw $5 on all of our games as a straight parlay. And it'll be if we ever have a combined 10-0 week, we'll be real rich.
We'll probably be very rare at the actual 10 games, right?
Well,
But
yeah,
close enough.
I don't think it's been 10. It's probably been a long time since we picked all 5 different games. All right, man. Let's actually, I was about to say let's cook up a underdog pick'em slip, but we have an important contest that needs our attention. We did lose in the original Survivor last week.
That
Yes.
was the
No,
Cardinals.
2 weeks ago.
We
We
had
got the
Cardinals.
aforementioned Cardinals loss, but
Is that one still going?
that pool is still going, but our combined entry is dead.
But how many are left in that original pool?
43 of 271. I have one entry left in this pool. I'm taking the Chiefs this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Their future value is actually not great. They like you'd like, oh, the Chiefs, they're back. They are not favored by more than a touchdown for the rest of the season. And some of the games that they are favored in, I'm like, that is not a layup. Like at Denver, home to Indianapolis, not layup spots for them at all. But we do have a second chance survivor over on Splash Sports. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to add an entry for us right now. And it's going to be the same exact thing. So if you enter into the Swolecast second chance survivor over on Splash Sports, and let me title the name of this entry. This will be the Reeves entry. I will be doing a giveaway if you and I win the second chance pool. Whenever we win, I'll give 10% of that away to someone else who enters into the pool. I have got 1 Chiefs, 1 Bears, 2 Chiefs, and I did take Cleveland on one because it'd just be like, man, that entry's probably dead because it's the Cleveland Browns. But the value of that entry, if it gets through, is going to be sick. And obviously, you have a less amount of time to get through. So let's go here, Reeves. This is our entry. If you guys want to head on over to Splash Sports and go hop in that pool, we'd love if you would do that, Reeves. What do you think we should do?
Yeah, who do you like? You said Bears, Chiefs. I like both of those. Broncos are also good. Is there anyone that we would want to burn? Like, do the Bears have anything else like ahead where we're going to be like, yeah, we feel good about the Bears again?
So the Bears have a home game against the Giants and they have a home game against the Browns. So those are both 2 spots where they would be like decently favored. But in terms of like 5-star future value teams, it's really only the Chiefs. But I just disagree that they're a 5-star future value team. Like I'm not feeling great about taking them against Washington. I'm not feeling great about taking them against Indianapolis. Houston, obviously, in week 14 is a huge layup. In terms of really low future value teams, you've got Denver against the Giants this week. Pittsburgh was actually a popular pick last night. You've got the
I don't like. I never like those division games. It is a Chiefs division game. The Raiders do also play. They usually give the Chiefs one hell game a year.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Normally it's not the home game. This could be a New England spot. The thing is that New England gets the Jets twice, and they get to play the Browns, and they get to play Atlanta, and they get to play the Burrow-less Bengals as well.
Oh, that's a Flacco revenge game though, dude.
Is against New England? Is that a revenge?
No,
game?
did you say that they faced the Burrow-less? You said the Burrow-less Bengals. I was like, that's. Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking Browns. You were talking about the Patriots. I was thinking Browns in my head for some reason.
You know what? We could do Denver because Denver doesn't really have anybody. Denver gets to play home against Dallas, home against the Raiders, and then they are not favored. They're not well, they're favored against the
I like that. I like that. It is like even if the Giants cover, I have a hard time seeing them beating them if the rest stuff is like really in play.
Yeah. I think we do.
Not on Demarius Ring of Honor Day.
Not on Demarius Ring of Honor Day. Love the Giants, but I think we take the Denver Broncos. So there you go. Guys, head on over to Splash Sports. I will share this link in the description so that you guys can come and hang out, and then we will do ourselves a little pick'em. Reeves, where would you like to begin?
Do you want to do some Cortland Sutton stuff?
I mean, it feels pretty appropriate. It feels like we probably should. So let's go.
Do you want to do yards
here?
His yards are probably like in the 50s.
58.5. We could do receptions, longest reception, targets. Really, honestly, any of them is fine with me. I just I really have I've not been doing a ton of yardage stuff in general, but I do like the yards for him. But in general, I've been opting more for like rates or touchdowns, because I mean yardage is down so much. It's absurd how low yardage is.
He did have his 3 games before facing Sauce, 118, 81, 99. He cooks man coverage. So I mean, I'm fine with any of these though. Is there a fantasy points one?
The fantasy points winner is basically a touchdown one without the multiplier. All right, we're gonna do that.
Fair enough.
Okay,
What are you doing? What are you doing?
So I wanted to look at an Ertz one because it sounds like Debo is legitimately questionable, but they have just, I mean, intelligently pulled all the Washington.
Yeah, they're probably waiting because on Terry stuff too.
Yeah, it sounds like Terry's not gonna play, and then sounds like Debo is actually legitimately questionable. I think I'm just gonna take the free money that is available for us, and I'm going to take Quinshon Judkins to score a rushing or receiving touchdown.
Yeah,
92 and a half yards is currently Quinshon Judkins' rushing prop. 92 and a half yards.
That's how bad the Dolphins, that's how bad it is.
That is truly preposterous.
I mean, they're underdogs to the Cleveland Browns.
They're underdogs to the Cleveland Browns, man. I can't really imagine my franchise being in a position to be. It's just it's got to be a very unhappy.
They're basically talking about none of the players like each other. No one
seems bad. Seems bad for none of the players to like each other. I
did just check the Washington. McLaurin is dressed but doesn't have his helmet. He's like going out. Yeah, it's just like because we're doing this at 11 in the morning. So, but yeah, Terry McLaurin is dressed and going out for practice but doesn't have his helmet. So I have no idea what any of that means.
It just doesn't sound great.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's not him. It's not like confirmed him practicing, but who knows?
Debo has.
It says they're both out there.
Both out there.
Yeah,
Debo has been like he's been playing through this for the last 2 weeks, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his snaps were down on Monday night too. Seems like he actually is legitimately like just working through that heel injury, and maybe it's something they have to give him time.
Yeah. Well, he's old. All right. Where would you like to go next?
What do we want to do? You did Judkins. Oh, wait, dude, our king is back.
He is. His receiving yardage opened at 56.5. It is up to 64.5. First thing I did when it came out was I hit what did I do? I hit over or higher than 56.5 and with a Judkins anytime touchdown.
Is there not a better GPP play though this week than Xavier Worthy?
Oh, I mean, he will probably come preloaded in my stuff. He is insanely good leverage there. I'll tell you, Reeves, my favorite wager. It's probably not up yet. These micro markets. Sunday morning, go to your betting app of choice, open it up, and go result of first play from scrimmage, Rashee Rice reception. Whatever the price is, it's not low enough. Rashee Rice, you can. It'll probably be an RPO play, so maybe Mahomes will hand it off to Pacheco or Hunt or whatever. But the first play from scrimmage for the Chiefs will be a Rashee Rice target. So just do whatever you want with that. Do you want to take 11.95 fantasy points for Rashee Rice?
Anything besides longest catch, I would be into.
Done. There you go. That one's just very, very simple. I would like to go to Philadelphia and Minnesota. I'm wondering if I can tempt you on lower than 95.5 rushing plus receiving yards for Saquon Barkley. You want higher?
No, I'm saying like, what is this, man? I thought we had a.
You're right. You know what? You're right. You know, Davis.
Oh, we had an agreement for only fun things here.
All right, get
you
my
and
head.
You and Nez are next. You guys.
He's not coming today. He's not coming today. So it's just me. So I was working.
Can I give you one for your whatever's the hateful eight, or what do you call it?
Yes, you can.
The Jackson Dart under rushing yards.
Oh, yes, free. Okay, that's really good. I really like that one.
How about Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt? Does he have anything fun?
He should have stuff up even with those.
Oh yeah, because of the.
I like any of these. I like touchdown. I like rushing yards. I like receiving yards. I like fantasy points. I like longest rush.
The longest rush looks pretty fun too.
Let's do 16.5 for JCM's longest rush. That one feels very nice. I wonder, does Jordan Whittington have anything posted yet? I like Jordan Whittington higher than 3.5 receptions or receiving yards.
I got a gross play or two for you.
Okay. You pick one of those. I'm gonna take receptions on Whittington. Yeah, 4 catches for Whittington.
How about Mason Taylor?
Oh my God. These are preposterous. These are preposterous lines for Mason Taylor.
He had 67 and 65 yards the 2 games for the Broncos and no Garrett Olson.
Won't this be like a legitimate service academy game?
Yes,
for the New York Football Jets.
Dude. What is Army versus Navy?
Instead of that, can I get you to do 16.5 rush attempts for Breece Hall?
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't be sweating Mason Taylor. I cannot have my Sunday morning be Mason. I can't. I really can't do it. It's just it's too brutal. Okay. That is 6. We are up to a 30.1
we gotta do
Xer.
Can we do Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown since we did gross players?
Yes,
we might as well do an obvious one.
Might as well throw a good one.
Might as well throw a good one in there.
That is a 39.1 X. If we do, I wonder what there is. I just want to look at this. There's probably not going to be any Tampa Bay stuff up. Yeah. Because all these dudes are questionable.
Yeah, because they haven't like rolled Evans in or whatever.
There also is no.
Oh, we have no Cowboy stuff.
You're right. Anything that you specifically like with the Cowboys?
I absolutely love Lamb in this game.
Let's get Lamb. You know what? Let's get Lamb up to 100 yards. 100 yards. That gets us to almost a 100 Xer here. So that will give us. I'm going to do $6 on this one. All right. So we've got Cortland Sutton in the Demaryius Thomas game. Quinshon Judkins is a home favorite against the Miami Dolphins. Rashee Rice in his return scores 11.95 fantasy points. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, explosive rushes against the Cowboys. Jordan Whittington in the Puka Nacua role to get to 4 receptions. Breece Hall in the Service Academy game to get to higher than 16.5 rush attempts. Jacobs with the layup as a favorite here against the Cardinals. And then CeeDee Lamb in his return. He told the media on Thursday he was healthy enough to play last week, but wanted to get 100% healthy for this divisional game against the Washington Commanders. That will pay you on Underdog Fantasy if you win in DFS Champions a 98 Xer there, Reeves. That's how it's done.
Yeah, fun.
All right, beautiful. Reeves, tell the people where they can go and watch you here very shortly with Mr. High Low.
Yeah, I'll be doing the show with High Low for 1 week season at noon, where we'll be doing Searching for Ceiling, kind of walking through this slate. It is a weird slate, too, because we're going to need some guys outside of that Washington-Dallas game. So definitely go check us out. We'll be talking about some pretty bad, fun plays this week, I think. It's going to be DFS, man. It's going to be, on DraftKings, it's going to be Judkins and Rashee Rice for a lot of people.
It's going to be your whole slate is going to be determined by, does Breece Hall score a touchdown? Does Breece Hall get the 100-yard bonus? Because he is far and away, if you run anything with optimals, you are going to get a massive amount of Breece Hall but maybe you don't want to play Breece Hall because you think that the New York Football Jets are not going to score them. They have I think the 6th highest team total of the slate, which is just unbelievable stuff. All right, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing the time. Sharpfootballanalysis.com. Get the worksheet, and we'll see you back next week with some more shekels in our pocket, hopefully.
All right. Good luck, everyone.
All right. There you go. Reeves is heading out of here. We are going to finish up. No Nez this week, but we are going to do our usual situation. So let's go ahead and start. And you know what? Let's go ahead and start with the Hateful Eight. First thing that I'm going to do in the Hateful Eight is I want to see what's available for Jakobi Meyers. Jakobi Meyers is being phased out of this offense. Trey Tucker has become the number 2 wide receiver there. So we are going to do lower than 54.5 receiving yards for Jakobi Meyers. Reeves doesn't let us do lowers, but I'm going to do lowers. We are going to do lower than 95.5 rushing plus receiving yards for Saquon Barkley. Forgot to put the link for the last one there. Oh, and I can't do it. Oh, yes, I can, because I put it in the... Oh, no. I didn't copy it. Okay, don't let me forget. I did not copy that one, but I will copy the next one. I'm sorry, Ashton. We'll be back. Saquon Barkley against this Brian Flores defense, we're going to do lower than 95.5 rushing plus receiving yards. He really has just not been an efficient runner this year, averaging fewer than 1.5 yards before contact per rush. We are going to go to Miami and Cleveland. We are going to take a look at some potential lowers here. I think that Jalen Waddle, lower receiving yards. What I'm actually going to do is you know what? I'm just going to take lower than 62.5 receiving yards for Jalen Waddle. That one feels relatively straightforward. How he gets lower than that. It's a rain and wind game in Cleveland. That gives us 3. We are going to go to New England and Tennessee, lower than 43.5 rushing yards for Tony Pollard. He was in a legitimate 50-50 split last week with Tajay Spears. That one, again, relatively straightforward. How many times has Tony Pollard gotten to 43? I guess he did it a couple times. I don't know. It's not a good spot for him. Horrible spot for him, actually. I want to go to see what Cam Scadaboo's rushing yards are. Yeah, we're going to do lower than 55.5 rushing yards for Cam Scadaboo. I don't know why it's telling me that one is inactive. Maybe if I do a little quick refresh, unclear why that would happen. But playing that game, like the Denver Broncos win the game, feels like that's the most obvious way to do it. I wonder if we can take a lower on any of the DeAndre Swift lowers, kind of interesting. Chris Olave lowers are kind of interesting. You know what? Olamide Zaccheaus not to score a touchdown. I mean, that one feels basically free. Maybe if I resend this, can I do lower? Yeah, there you go. Lower than 50.5 rushing yards for Cam Scadaboo. That one feels fine to me as well. That gets us up to 6. Look at some of these afternoon games, because the afternoon games never go well. We could do Trey McBride, lower than 6.5 receptions. You actually get a positive multiplier. Oh, lower than 50.5 receiving yards on Romeo Doubs. There you go. Green Bay absolutely hates the forward pass. Not a key part of their offense. That gets us up to a 44.2x. We could go to the Sunday night game. We have McCaffrey rushing yards as an interesting lower. Drake London, Juwan Jennings, Tyler Algier not to score a touchdown. You know what? Let's just take ourselves a little. I was kind of wanted to do a layup, but I would also hate to lose it on Kyle Pitts scoring. Let's go to Indianapolis at the Los Angeles Chargers, and let's do Alec Pierce not to score a touchdown. That gets us to a 55xer. We're going to put 10 American dollars on that. The Cam Scadaboo rushing yards is still inactive. Come on. Wow. Did something happen? Is there some reporting happening? It's down to 40. It's down to 49.5. There you go. All right, folks. We have got Jacoby Myers, lower than 54.5 rushing yards. He's clearly not in favor in this offense. Michael Mayer being in there, not great for him. Saquon Barkley, one of the least efficient rushers in the NFL, lower than 95.5 rushing yards. Jalen Waddle in a wind and rain game, lower than 62.5 receiving yards. Tony Pollard behind Tajay Spears in the Tennessee Titans backfield as a 7-point dog, lower than 43.5 rushing yards. Olamide Zaccheaus not to score a touchdown. Romeo Doubs, lower than 50.5 receiving yards for the team that is almost dead last in pass rate over expectation. Alec Pierce, not to score a touchdown. Don't even think that Underdog should be offering that to us in DFS Pick'em Champions. And Cam Scatterbo, lower than 49.5 rushing yards against the Denver Broncos. That will pay you out at a nice rate of about 56x on Underdog Fantasy. There we go. Next up, we need to do our super slide. First guy that I want to put in our slide is my guy, Xavier Worthy. We are going to slide him up from 41.5 receiving yards. We are going to slide him all the way up to 79.5 receiving yards. Worthy leads the team in touch share, in target share, in games that he's played this year. I actually think that Rashee Rice returning is going to be good for him as opposed to bad for him. We are going to take Zach Ertz to score a rushing or receiving touchdown in this game. Looks like both Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel are actually, you know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm actually not going to do that because I want to slide even more. I want to slide even higher than that. I want to aim higher than just a 1.3 Xer. Then we are going to go to New Orleans and Chicago. This is going to be we can't slide Shaheed. It's my worst nightmare. Not being able to slide Rashid Shaheed is my absolute worst nightmare, guys. I wonder what odds we can get on Jefferson with no Quinyon Mitchell. It's not a great slide. I wanted to get Jefferson up to a 2-point Xer, but it looks like it's maybe not going to be available there. Multiplier for Ramondre Stevenson to score a touchdown is fairly low. What is Drake May's multiplier? 1.65. You know what? We're going to do Drake May to score a rushing or receiving touchdown. We are going to get him at a 1.65 Xer there. I'd like to see if there's anything with Michael Pittman Jr. slide. What is Michael Pittman Jr.? 89 yards is a lot for old MPJ to get to. Could just do, you know what? Let's get CeeDee Lamb up to, let's get CeeDee Lamb up to 99 receiving yards. That gets us to a 34 Xer. I would like to get a nice little cool 100 Xer in this spot. If we take Bill, I wonder if there's a way to take Bill. If we get Bill to the 100-yard bonus, that gets us to 93x. There you go. We are going to do that. I'm going to place $6 American on that one. Xavier Worthy with Rashee Rice back. The offense is going to be opened up even more. Mahomes loves to stick it to the Las Vegas Raiders. Xavier Worthy higher than 79.5 receiving yards. Drake May leads the National Football League in EPA per scramble outside of Patrick Mahomes. We are going to take him to score a rushing or receiving touchdown. CeeDee Lamb in his return from his ankle injury, sliding him up to 99.5 receiving yards. And then Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt on the other side of that game, he's going to have a 100-yard rushing performance higher than 99.5 rushing yards. Bang. Link to that is in the description of the video. Link to that is in the YouTube chat. Now we need to do our all touchdown entry over on Underdog Fantasy. First off, easiest one of the week, we are going to begin with Kyren Williams, who always scores. We are also going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs game. I kind of want to take Kareem Hunt. I kind of want to take Rashee Rice. This one is a little bit more difficult. Kind of want to take Mahomes. You know what? Actually, Davis, let's just be rational and reasonable. Let's skip this one. We are going to add Justin Jefferson into this one at 1.02x. We are going to add, definitely take an A-chain at even. Definitely going to take Quinshon Judkins at even. These are relatively free plays. Another guy I'm not scared of, we're going to toss Breece Hall in here. We're also going to put Rico Dowdle at a 1.1xer. Rico Dowdle was handling all of the inside the 5 work before Chuba Hubbard got injured. He certainly is going to have a chance to do so again. I don't think that is going to change at all. We are going to add Ramondre Stevenson at a 1.03. And there you go. It's inactive again. So let's actually just search his name, see if we can get the updated. There you go. Now he's at even money on DFS Pick'em Champions. Next up, we are going to go to Green Bay. Actually, we're going to take Javonte Williams at 0.81x. That gets us up to 8. That is a 90xer. That is absolutely beautiful there. Kyren Williams in the London game. He scores a touchdown every single game, has one of the greatest shares of inside the 5 touches in the NFL. Now it's not contending with Puka. Justin Jefferson gets to go up against an Eagles team that is either not going to have Quinyon Mitchell or a banged up Quinyon Mitchell. Carson Wentz should start this game, which is actually good for him. Devin Achane has been one of the most dominant fantasy players this season. I don't really see why he's available at even odds on Underdog to score a touchdown. Quinshon Judkins' rushing line is 92.5 yards as a home favorite. Again, I think he probably should not be available at even odds to score a rushing or receiving touchdown. Breece Hall, 22 touches last week. No Garrett Wilson. He's going to be the entire offense. Rico Dowdle is the first player since Dalvin Cook to have back-to-back 200 scrimmage yard games. The market is now giving us him at even odds to score rushing or receiving touchdown. Ramondre subsumed all of Antonio Gibson's work, which I thought, frankly, was insane. Don't really know why, but we get him again at even odds to score rushing or receiving touchdown. And Javonte Williams with all the inside the 5 work. Like really, really unbelievable stuff. And I think, by the way, this should be close to being able to get us to the Dog Bowl number this week if you were entering into the Dog Bowl qualifier via the touchdown DFS Pick'em entry. So we've done the Hateful Eight. We've done the slider. We've done the all touchdowns. Now let's build back and let's get ourselves one final 8-legger and we'll be on our way. First thing we are going to do is we're going to take Nick Chubb lower than 35.5 rushing yards on Monday night. That one feels, I know that Nick Chubb ran well in their game against the Titans. Let's just say that I'm not buying that. I do like Jahmyr Gibbs over 59.5 rushing yards here. I would like to see if there's something available for Tez Johnson. Looks like there's not going to be, so we're probably going to skip that game there. Let's move to Atlanta, San Francisco. I'd like to see what's available for Kendrick Bourne. Nothing available for Kendrick Bourne. These absolute cowards at Underdog Fantasy not giving us the ability to take exactly 142 receiving yards for Kendrick Bourne. Not a big fan of that. We're going to go to Green Bay, Arizona. We are going to add in this Josh Jacobs rushing or receiving touchdown. Again, I do really like a lot of these Green Bay pass catcher lowers. We're going to go to Washington and Dallas. We are just going to take the 75.5 receiving yards for CeeDee Lamb yet again. I also do like, lower than 4.5 receptions on Jake Ferguson actually looks pretty good as well. Nothing else looks particularly appetizing there. We're going to go to Indianapolis at the Los Angeles Chargers, and we are going to take my boy, Kamani Vidal, to get higher than 12.15 fantasy points. I know that my boy Nez has not been as high on those, but Vidal is one of my absolute favorite spots of the week. I think the market is really, really underrating him in this spot. Curious on Daniel Jones rushing yards. I think that would be relatively interesting. Let's do a small slide. Let's get Michael Pittman Jr. to higher than 4.5 receptions, what I think is another relatively attractive spot. We are going to go to the New York Football Giants. See, there you go. The Cam Scatterboo thing refreshed. See, there we go. So now we can take lower than 54.5 rushing yards on Cam Scatterboo. Then let's go to the New Orleans Saints against the Chicago Bears. Couple different angles we can take here. First off, you could definitely take some DeAndre Swift lowers. I think the market might be a little bit over exuberant about him. I also do really like lower than 30.5 rushing yards on Kendre Miller. That's a lot of yards given the presence of Alvin Kamara. That gets us to 7 picks. Let's go to, you know what? We're just going to do this again. We're going to take the Rashee Rice, 64.5 receiving yards. That gets us to a 68x there. So our favorite plays of the week, David Montgomery over passing touchdowns. Jack knows ball. Nick Chubb continues to decrease in effectiveness. He did have the one good game against the before their bye week, but Nick Chubb lower than 35.5 rushing yards. I'm continuing to fade him. I want to buy on marks. Josh Jacobs, when the Green Bay Packers are a home favorite, is just so exceedingly likely to score a touchdown. I do not care about the decreased odds. CeeDee Lamb higher than 75.5 receiving yards. I want as many of my eggs in the CeeDee Lamb basket as possible. Kamani Vidal had only the 9th instance of 140 scrimmage yards and a touchdown since Justin Herbert got drafted for the Chargers. I think he's just a clear buy high spot on the Los Angeles Chargers against the Colts this week. Michael Pittman Jr., higher than 4.5 receptions. He's going to be the first read this week on all the RPO stuff with Downs banged up. Cam Scatterbo, love him. Love the creatine Caucasians, but lower than 54.5 rushing yards. Kendre Miller, lower than 30.5 rushing yards. That just feels like a lot of yards for running back twos. And then Rashee Rice in his victorious return. We're going to take him higher than 64.5 receiving yards. If none of you guys, for whatever reason, are not signed up on Underdog Fantasy, make sure that you are using code Davis. Play $5, get $100 this week. Everyone, good luck. Wishing to see you positive on the other side. Make sure you like the video. Streaming later this afternoon with Michael Gallagher at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central for NBA Double Dribble. That is for members only. $5 to become a member of the Davis Maddock YouTube